November 1943. Istanbul, 9:40 p.m. A hotel corridor. Dim lights. Thick carpets. A British diplomat sleeps behind a locked door. Outside, a quiet man stands alone. In his hand, a camera. Inside his pocket, secrets worth millions. He takes one photo, then another, and another. Each one could change the war. He is not a soldier, not a spy by training, not even educated. He is a servant. And tonight, he is betraying the Allies. In neutral Turkey during World War II, diplomats from every major power gathered quietly. British, German, American, Soviet. Istanbul was a city of whispers. Deals were made in cafes. Secrets traded in hotel rooms. And information flowed through waiters, drivers, and cleaners. One of them was Elias Abasna, a short, quiet Albanian man working as a valet for the British ambassador. Every day he cleaned rooms, polished shoes, served tea, and listened. He learned quickly. Diplomats talked too much, left documents unlocked, maps on tables, briefcases open. Basna noticed something important. No one paid attention to him. To them, he was invisible. Perfect. One night while his employer slept, Basna opened a drawer. Inside were classified documents, war plans, troop movements, Allied strategies. He hesitated for 3 seconds. Then he took a camera from his pocket and pressed the shutter. Click. History changed. He would soon be known to German intelligence as Cicero. After the first photographs, Elias Abasna didn't panic. He didn't run. He didn't confess. He planned. Carefully, quietly, professionally. He developed the film in a small bathroom, locked the door, covered the windows, used towels to block light. When the images appeared, his hands trembled. They were real, top secret, stamped, signed, approved. If discovered, he would be executed. No trial, no mercy. But he wasn't thinking about death. He was thinking about money. Basna contacted the German embassy. Indirectly, through a small advertisement, then through intermediaries. Finally, he was invited inside. A man in a gray suit greeted him. No name, no handshake, only questions. Where did you get this? How many more? Can you repeat this? Basna placed photographs on the table. The room went silent. They showed Allied plans, diplomatic cables, intelligence summaries, even details about upcoming operations. The Germans were stunned. They had never received material this good, this fresh, this complete. They paid him immediately. In cash, bundles of British pounds, more than he had ever seen. They gave him a code name, Cicero. From that night on, he worked regularly. Every few days, new photos, new documents, new secrets, hidden in coat pockets, sewn into clothes, smuggled in soap boxes. He memorized his routine, timing, sounds, sleep patterns, when the ambassador snored, when guards changed shifts, when corridors emptied. No mistakes, no witnesses. For months, he delivered intelligence of extraordinary value. Information about Allied bombing targets, diplomatic negotiations, strategic priorities, Political tensions. In Berlin, intelligence officers believed they had struck gold. Some called Cicero the best spy of the war. But something strange was happening. Despite the information, Germany wasn't winning. Plans failed. Attacks missed. Allies stayed ahead. Why? Because hidden inside this perfect betrayal was a fatal flaw. In Berlin, Cicero's reports caused shock, then excitement, then confusion, because they were too good, too detailed, too perfect. Each packet contained real Allied documents, original stamps, authentic signatures, exact dates, no forgery, no fabrication. It was genuine intelligence. And that became the problem. Some senior German officers began to worry. This can't be real, one said. It must be a trap. British intelligence was famous for deception. Fake armies, fake radio traffic, fake documents. What if Cicero was part of something bigger? What if this was deliberate? What if Berlin was being fed lies? The WWII and Foreign Office argued constantly. One faction believed Cicero completely. Another believed nothing. Meetings turned into shouting matches. Reports were delayed. Decisions were postponed. Files were locked in drawers. While commanders argued, opportunities passed. One document warned about Allied bombing priorities. Ignored. Another hinted at Balkan operations. Dismissed. A third mentioned preparations in Western Europe. Filed away. Some officers trusted Cicero. Others sabotaged his impact with hesitation. No unified response was ever made. Meanwhile, British intelligence noticed nothing. No alarms. No arrests. No leaks detected. The ambassador continued his routine. Confident, careless, Basna kept working. Night after night, photo after photo. He believed he was shaping the war. But in reality, his information was trapped inside German bureaucracy, buried under suspicion, paranoia, internal rivalry. One German officer later admitted, "We had gold in our hands, and we threw it away." But the biggest irony was still coming. Cicero was being betrayed too, by the very people paying him, while Elias Basna risked his life every night. Germany was cheating him. From the beginning, the money they paid him, it was fake. High-quality counterfeit British pounds. Part of Operation Bernhard, Nazi Germany's secret plan to flood the Allied economy with fake currency. The bills looked perfect. Watermarks, serial numbers, paper texture. Even banks were fooled. Basna never suspected a thing. Each payment made him more confident, more ambitious. He began dreaming of life after the war. A hotel, a business, a comfortable retirement. He hid bundles of money in suitcases, under floorboards, inside walls. He believed he was becoming rich. In reality, he was collecting worthless paper. Meanwhile, German intelligence grew careless. Some officers became lazy. They stopped verifying, stopped cross-checking, trusted the pipeline. Then in April 1944, something went wrong. British counterintelligence noticed strange patterns. Documents were appearing in Berlin too quickly. Negotiations were being anticipated. Moves were being predicted. An internal investigation began quietly. No public arrests. No accusations. Just observation. Surveillance. One night, Basna noticed something different. A door left open. A drawer slightly moved. A guard watching longer than usual. The invisible man was becoming visible. Sensing danger, Basna slowed his activity. Then stopped. He tried to disappear. But it was too late. The ambassador changed staff. Security increased. Rooms were locked. Access restricted. Cicero's operation was over. Germany had lost its best source, without ever fully using it. And Basna had lost everything, without knowing it yet. After the war, Elias Basna tried to cash in his fortune. He walked into a Swiss bank, placed his suitcases on the counter, and smiled. The clerk counted the money, paused, checked again, then quietly called a manager. Minutes later, Basna was told the truth. Every bill was fake. Every pound worthless. Years of risk. Years of fear. Years of betrayal. All for nothing. He had sold his life. For paper. Broken and desperate, Basna sued the German government. He claimed compensation. He demanded recognition. He received nothing. No apology. No payment. No protection. Germany denied responsibility. They called him unreliable, exaggerated, a liar, once useful, now disposable. Basna drifted through Europe, struggled financially, worked small jobs, lived modestly. The man who once held the Allies' deepest secrets could barely pay rent. In the 1960s, he wrote a memoir. I was Cicero. Few believed him. Some thought he was exaggerating. Others thought he was seeking attention. Only decades later did historians confirm his story. That he had been real. That his documents had been genuine. That his betrayal had been enormous. And that it had changed almost nothing. Because intelligence without trust is useless. Information without action is powerless. And betrayal without reward is tragedy. Cicero died in 1970. Poor, forgotten, uncelebrated. A man who risked everything and gained nothing. His story remains one of the strangest of World War II. A reminder that in war, the most dangerous weapon is not a gun. It is access. And sometimes, access destroys the one who holds it.